A question I get asked a lot between a lot of the YouTube comments, the DMs on Instagram, and just people in general that I know is if I think the antler growth is going to be good this 2025 hunting season. And so far, I almost guarantee you're going to see a few absolute giant bucks get taken out of these northern states and some southern states. The moisture has been insane, really green, and it's lasting a lot longer than normal years. And also, you got to put in the factor of if the winter was good, and it definitely was. I've never seen so many bucks with potential than this last winter in different states around me. So I can almost guarantee you, if you guys put in the work, you guys are going to find some giants. You're going to see some giants get killed, and I hope I can find myself some giants because I got 3 awesome muley tags and 2 elk. So this is going for elk and deer. Obviously, moisture is a huge factor for feed, and so far I'm at about 9,000 feet of elevation right now, and the grass is starting to bloom really good. That's a really good sign because you don't want it to bloom too fast or it'll dry out fast. So far, I think it's great. But I wanted to talk to you guys in this video. I'm not sure what it's going to end up like, but figured I'd tell you guys how I feel and how I think this year is going to treat me, and how I think if you guys just work hard, you're definitely going to find some giants and find some success. This next buck is a buck that I honestly have never showed these pictures before. Got them last year, but I just kind of been holding them to myself to see if I could draw the tag. Ended up getting a tag that I wanted either way. So I didn't get this unit, so I figured I'm just going to show it to you. He's an absolute insanely looking buck. As you can tell from the velvet video, which was middle of July last year, he has a lot of drop tines. He has 4 drop tines, I think, on one side, and then 3 or something. It's hard to tell even from the trail cam pictures, but that buck is a perfect representation of some of the genetics that are still out there. So be sure to keep that in mind. A lot of people say the good old days have already passed, but we're living in our good old days. So just remember that, because yeah, our grandparents or dads or uncles, whatever, I'm sure they lived when there's a lot of big deer, but there's still a lot of big deer around, as you can tell from that buck. Insane deer. Got him on my camera one night, and it was actually 2 days before I had to take that camera down. I think it was like July, I don't know, end of July. And he was pretty much almost fully grown. He still had a few knobs, and last year I didn't even have a deer tag, so I didn't even pay attention to that buck. But this year my brother does have a tag for that area, so hopefully he can have some luck. But as you can tell, I just wanted to show that deer and tell you guys that there's a lot of good deer out there, and especially this year. I ended up putting a trail cam in that same area, and I put it up about a week ago, and I already have a really big deer on it. So as you can tell from these few pictures I have, there's a freaking stud out there, and he's going to be big, I think. You can just kind of tell the way the mass, the big bases, and just the way he is. I think he's going to be a real big buck. So definitely going to have my brother scout that sucker out and see if he can't figure out what he ends up being. But that gets me excited just to get out on my units in 3 different states and put some cameras, do a lot of scouting. And I know there's going to be really good potential. Like I said, it all starts with the winter, because in the end of the day, that's the most vulnerable part of the year for the muleys and elk, but mainly muleys or whitetails. It was a great winter. I spent a lot of time out in the winter range in a lot of different states. Like I said, I'm all around in these northern states, videoing muleys and watching elk. And like I said, it was a great winter. Really no snow, but enough snow that it keeps the moisture consistent, which I think is a huge factor for a great spring and a lot of good health for the muleys. So as you can tell from some of these videos, the potential is here, and I think this year is going to produce some giants. So be sure to just work hard. I say that 20 times in each video, but man, I just can't preach it enough to just work hard, and eventually something will happen. So there's definitely no excuses. You can't say the good old days have already passed, and that makes a lot of people not even want to go hunt, or there's too many people, but if I'm being honest, there's too many lazy people. There's not that many people that want to work hard and truly have a desire to be successful. So if you're that person, you're definitely going to see some success this year, and hopefully you guys can watch me be successful because of the hard work I put in. I'm just excited. I wanted to make that cool little video, show you some of the winter range, show you the velvet video, and some of the young giants you saw in the intro that I think have a real big potential. There's a few bucks in particular. That dropper buck, he's going to be absolute giant this year. His age looks maybe 3.5 to 4.5 years old. I truly think he's going to be crazy big. So I'm definitely going to put some time in over there, even though I can't hunt it. But like I said, my brother has a tag, so maybe I can help him out, find that buck again, and try to get him on it. There's another buck in particular that lives in this same area, and he's like a 6x5 or 6x6 last year. And as you can tell, he just really good mass, but still a young looking body, young looking face with inlines and extras and big eye guards and just gorgeous, gorgeous cape on it. But yeah, he was a super healthy deer. Never ended up getting him on camera at all because it's stupid in this state. I just have to take him down and beginning of August, which sucks. Either way, I have a lot of cool velvet video of that sucker, and I actually saw that buck quite a few times during the archery hunt, so not many people seem to hunt it. And I was just real sad because I had no tag in my pocket while I was seeing all these cool deer last year. So I'm just excited. Wanted to get out in the high country today. Got a good workout this morning. I'm doing the 75 hard challenge, still going strong. Gym every single morning, running every single night, shooting my bow every single day. Just truly trying to become better, because this year is going to test me, and it's going to test all my abilities, physically and mentally. Mainly mentally, I can tell, because a lot of these hunts are I'm going to be solo, which obviously a week or more by yourself hunting definitely can take a toll. But I'm more than excited. I appreciate you guys following along. Hopefully you guys make it a good year, and I just wanted to get this video out, and I'll just keep making a few more like this, and then a few more when I start setting a lot more trail cams and am out scouting more and more. You guys are going to definitely want to stick around. Maybe you can learn something. I'll definitely try to teach you as we go. Like I said, I'm only 21 years old, but I've been doing this for 10 years, I think, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty cool. 10 years. It's wild. So I feel like I've learned a few. I've killed a few good bucks, a few good bulls. I somewhat know what I'm doing, but I still have no idea at the same time. I'm here always learning, and definitely teach me if you guys can. If you see me doing something that you already know how to do better, definitely comment down below. I'm not against at all of taking advice from people that know more than me. So appreciate you guys' support. Be sure to comment down below. These hats are still available. I always say that every video just because I appreciate your support, and I want you guys to go buy some good stuff. That was a nice bug swat. But anyways, a lot of good shirts, some hoodies. Be sure to follow the social, BIGTINE Crit on Instagram. We'll catch you on another one.